Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. COVID numbers have hit a record low in Berkshire County. As a result, Pittsfield and other cities and towns are dropping mask requirements in indoor facilities. That means that more arts and entertainment events will be going on in Berkshire County without any mask, vaccine, or ID requirements. On this week's episode, I'll be discussing concerts going on at Mass MOCA and new exhibits at the Clark Art Museum and Berkshire Museum. Plus, if you're curious about the Pittsfield Suns, I'll be talking about a contest. You can enter to create their new logo. And I'll be mentioning a great end of winter, beginning of spring event one can do at Jiminy Peak. Finally, I'll be reviewing the true story King Richard regarding the famed Williams tennis sisters and their father. First, it's time for this episode's trivia question, which has to do with the people being portrayed in King Richard. This episode's question is, how many combined Grand Slam tennis titles do the Williams sisters have? Now, for this episode's local headlines. First, an update on Berkshire County's former mask mandate. As stated before, masks are no longer required in most public facilities in Pittsfield and North Adams. However, if you do not feel comfortable maskless, you may continue to wear your mask. On public transportation, masks are still required under a federal mandate, including BRTA, Berkshire County Regional Transportation Authority. Additionally, school systems like Pittsfield Public Schools and North Adams Public Schools have made the decision to drop their mask mandate. Masks will still be required when students ride the buses. Now, for two concerts happening at Mass MOCA in April. These concerts are completely different in musical genres, but are both interesting. First, acclaimed West African virtuoso and musician Mamadou Diaté will be performing. He plays many different musical instruments, including the guitar and other West African instruments. His band, Percussion Mania, mixes traditional West African storytelling rhythms and Western rock for a truly explosive stage show and a night to remember. Mamadou Diabaté will be performing Saturday, April 9th at 8 p.m. All ticket holders aged 12 and up are no longer required to provide proof of COVID-19 vaccination at their entry. There will also be no outside food or beverages allowed. The other band performing is Lucius. They are an indie pop band from Brooklyn, New York, and they are fronted by singers Jess Wolfe and Holly Lessing. They have performed at Mass MOCA before and will be making their long-awaited return with an ambitious new stage show, built, rehearsed, and performed first at the Hunter Center in Mass MOCA. They will be performing on Thursday, April 28th at 8 p.m. The same rules apply. Visit massmoca.org for more information. There is a new art exhibit happening at the Clark Art Museum in Williamstown. Visual media has long been a key player in documenting war. This was especially true in wars prior to World War I, as filming wars were unheard of at this time. Artist depictions of the work helped bring attention to what was really going on. The new exhibit, As They Saw It, will be discussing how soldiers struggled during these times. This exhibit will span 4 centuries of European and American prints, drawings, and photographs. This exhibit is currently on display and will remain so until June 22nd. Visit clarkart.edu for more information. Their mask mandate is changing, so visit their website for more information. The Berkshire Museum is hosting a new exhibit titled Objects and Their Stories. This experience activates the museum's 40,000 object collection to tell a never-ending series of stories about human history, explain the ways in which humankind has been shaped by the world around it. Visitors to the exhibition will embark on a fascinating journey across time and around the globe as unique objects come together in unexpected ways, revealing the people, ideas, and innovations that have influenced our world. Visitors to Objects and Their Stories will discover distinct aspects of human history. This exhibit opened up in January 2022. Times and hours of the Berkshire Museum vary. Visit berkshiremuseum.org for more information. The museum has suspended its mask and vaccine requirements for visitors. Guests will not be required to wear masks or show proof of vaccination. However, museum staff will continue to wear face coverings. Masks are encouraged for unvaccinated visitors, those who have a weakened immune system, or are at risk for severe disease due to AIDS or an underlying medical condition, or have someone in their household with a weakened immune system. It's now time for a visit to another art museum. This trip will take us to the Norman Rockwell Museum in Stockbridge. They are highlighting the artist Anne Bascov, or better known by her mononym, Bascov, with an exhibit titled The Time We Spend with Words. Anne Bascov is a master printmaker, illustrator, painter, and collagist, best known for her striking woodcut book jacket and magazine illustrations, as well as her series of paintings and drawings of the bridges in New York City, where she attended college. She has also been a famous designer of book jackets that have engaged readers with the writings of many noted authors. These have included Alice Walker, Robertson Davies, Jerome Tryon, T.C. Boyle, and J.M. Coetzee. This exhibition will feature original illustrations from the museum's permanent collection of Bascov's art for some of the most significant literary works of our time. This exhibit will be showing from now until June 5th. Visit the website and page shown here for more information. Please note that masks are no longer required at the Norman Rockwell Museum. Are you into literature, books, and social justice? A new 3-day exhibit hosted by the Authors Guild Foundation will be hosted on the campus of Shakespeare and Company in Lenox. The Words, Ideas, and Thinkers Festival, aka WIT Festival, will bring together authors, academics, scientists, political activists, book lovers, and anyone interested in stimulating discourse, new ideas, and exploring potential solutions to challenging contemporary problems. The inaugural festival's conversations, panels, and lectures will revolve around the theme of reimagining America, the many ways we conceive and experience the United States. Topics will include social justice, climate change, identity, reimagining history, how the arts accelerate social movements, and more. Some of the authors who have been confirmed include Dan Brown, Linda Greenhouse, Elizabeth Colbert, and David Blight. More authors will be announced at a later date. Registration for this event is required due to limited seating. Public registration opens June 6th. Visit authorsguild.org to register. Festival attendees will have the opportunity to interact with speakers in Q&A sessions, book signings, and receptions. As winter comes to a close and spring begins, Jiminy Peak will be hosting their annual Spring Fling event. This event honors the end of winter and will be celebrated with the get-together filled with live music, snowboarding, skiing, tubing, and lessons, and an end-of-winter barbecue. One of the most popular events is the Great Race. This is designed to introduce adaptive skiers to the thrill and excitement of racing safely. This is good for beginners and those with disabilities. The Spring Fling will take place March 26th and 27th. This is free with the purchase of tickets to Jiminy Peak. Visit their website at jiminypeak.org for more information. The Pittsfield Suns this year will be celebrating their 10th year at Wahconah Park. In honor of this, the team will be hosting a logo contest. Fans are encouraged to draw their own logo, which will be prominently displayed on this year's merchandise and other items. This is a great way to show Pittsfield pride. You must also have the original Suns logo within your drawing. Submissions must be either in JPEG or PNG form and emailed to sander@pittsfieldsuns.org. at pittsfield.com. The submission date is April 1st. Up to 3 finalists will be chosen, and fans will determine the winner then on a later date. Stay tuned to the Suns Facebook page and PCTV for updated information. It's now time for this week's movie portion of WWHEN. This week, we'll be reviewing the 2021 film, King Richard. This film tells the story of Richard Williams, a tennis coach out of Compton, California, one of the country's toughest cities to live in. 2 of his daughters showed instant promise, Venus and Serena. Eventually, they would become 2 of the world's most famous athletes. And this movie highlights how Richard was determined to have his daughters succeed. In fact, Richard even has a 78-page plan for how the sisters would become successful. However, this movie nicely shows how Richard's determination threatened at some points to tear the family apart and ruin the sisters' dreams. So what did I think of this movie? Despite its disappointing box office results due to the pandemic, as well as its simultaneous release on HBO Max, King Richard is an excellent film. What really helps this movie along is its casting in the lead roles. Will Smith is usually cast in a likable role, but Richard Williams was anything but likable. He was a tough father who did love his children, but whose plans to make them succeed may have hurt them. Will Smith does a great job of showing that. In my opinion, this is the best role of his career. Also, Anu J. Ellis matches Will Smith as William's wife, Brandy. There is an especially good monologue from Ellis that Brandy gives that highlights how Richard is so concerned about the plan to make his daughters stars that he's forgetting about their relationship and love. No wonder both of them were nominated for Oscars. Will Smith for Best Actor and Anjanae Ellis for Best Supporting Actress. The movie was also nominated for Best Picture, Original Screenplay, Film Editing, and Original Song for Be Alive, which plays at the end of the movie. All 6 of the movie's Oscar nominations are absolutely warranted. The movie is 2 hours and 25 minutes, but it doesn't drag. It's a fast-paced movie with a lot of tennis action in between. It's also fun to see the story of how 2 of the greatest tennis players of all time started their careers. The only negative I have about this movie is that it gets a little bit confusing to tell when the movie takes place at times. While the film is told chronologically, there's little information on what year the movie takes place in currently until the very end. Still, that is just a very, very minor issue. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, I give King Richard a 9.9. It's an ace of a movie, with great acting, a fascinating story, and a rooting interest for our characters. King Richard also supplies the answer to this episode's trivia question. As a reminder, this episode's question was, how many combined Grand Slam championships do the Williams sisters have? The answer is 62. For Venus Williams, she has 7 Grand Slam singles wins, 14 doubles wins, and 2 mixed doubles wins, for a total of 23. For Serena, she has 23 singles wins, the second most all time, 14 doubles wins, which is the same number as Venus. This is not a coincidence, as they've won all their doubles tournaments together, and 2 mixed tournaments, for a remarkable 39 Grand Slam totals. Just like Richard planned, his daughters became 2 of the best tennis players of all time. That ends this episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. If you would like to watch this or any other WWHEN episode again, you can visit Pittsfield TV's and CTSB TV's websites, shown here, or visit NBCTC's Facebook page. Also, if you would like to see the episodes in HD quality, make sure to check out my YouTube page at RT Wehry. Thank you.